All right, what's going on today, YouTube? Welcome back to Your Favorite Cyclist YouTube channel. And today's video, we're back with Project Mongoose here. Except we're not doing anything to the actual bike frame or components. What we're working on today, well, that's a lie. We're working on components. We're working on wheels today. And what about the wheels? Well, first thing we gotta do, those hubs on those wheels are loose as heck. You gotta tighten those hubs up and adjust them. Make sure the bearings inside of those hubs are still in good shape. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead over to the workbench here and we're gonna get to work taking these wheels apart, taking the hub apart. So first things first, if you're working on a rear wheel, actually let me start with this. If you're working on a front wheel, you're good. You're set to go right now. If you're working on a rear wheel, if you have a cassette or a free wheel, whatever you got on there, if it is blocking this inside nut right here, there's a little inside nut here, I'll show it a little close up here. If it's blocking that on this side, you need to take your cassette or your freewheel off. It's gonna be a whole lot easier. You can adjust from both sides, not just one, and that way you can see both sides of the bearings nice and easy. So make sure you take your cassette or your freewheel off. I already took mine off. If you are gonna take off a freewheel, you're gonna need a special tool for them. I talked about these in a previous video. I'll link right up here in the corner where they have a cassette or a freewheel and what you need to take it off. So make sure you take that off first. We'll get right over the workbench and we'll get working on this wheel. All right, so we're up at the workbench here where I got set up. I got my little bench vise here. Came with the house. This is not mine. Crappy workbench. I know. We're getting there. Just moved in, so we're getting there. So what we got here, this is my little fancy wheel holder, I guess you could say. Essentially, it's got some threaded inserts in there from Park Tool. If I find it, I'll post a link in the description. They're pretty neat. You can do it on the ground if you want, just a whole lot easier if you just do it up in a bench vise. It just holds it nice and steady for you. So what we're gonna do, and this is actually a bolt-on wheel, in case you're curious. Bolt-on, not quick release. So actually, we're gonna start with that. If you have a bolt-on wheel, you gotta take off the nuts and the washers on here. There we go. I already took this side off because I got the freewheel off. And after that, we're gonna just go ahead and drop that right in our tool there. Tighten our vise up. Just pinch the finger. Oh, that hurt. I'm gonna tighten that up so it's not gonna come out. It doesn't be ridiculously tight. So it's not gonna come out. And then if we look right up here, you actually notice there is one, you can see how loose it is. There's one nut right here. And notice this is on the inside, so if you have a bolt-on axle, it's already taken off, so this is not the bolt. This is the bolt. This is the nut that holds your wheel to your bike. This is the lock nut, so you got that one. And then under here, you have actually I believe it's called the bearing cap, if I remember right. But this one, wow, these wheels, wow, these are really loose. You shouldn't be able to do this by hand. I have not taken a wrench to this or anything. So we're just gonna pull that up here so that we can take a look at the bearings down here. And they actually don't look too bad. They actually look like pretty solid bearings still. Cool. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get some grease and I'm gonna grease those real quick. Put a little bit of grease in there so they're nice and solid. And I'm gonna flip it over and we'll push the other side out and take a look at those ones too. Don't do what I just did. You will lose a bearing, guarantee you. Don't do it. I got some solid grease in those. What we're gonna do is we're actually gonna tighten this side. So we're gonna go ahead and turn our lock nut down here. Keep going, and it should seat right inside the hub here. Should be a nice circle for it to slide. Yep, there we go. Slide right into. All right, so we got the lock nut here, or the whatchamacallit, not the lock nut, the bearing, pretty much the race, I guess you could say. Bearing race there. We're gonna go ahead and just put down our lock nut real quick, just to make sure it does not come loose. And then we're actually gonna take a look at the other side of this hub as well. That one's actually tight. So you can just use regular wrenches. That's what I do. It's not a 15. It's probably a 17. Let's see. Yep, 17. Or they make fancy little spanner wrenches like this. This is the Pedro Park Tool makes them. Not sponsored by any tool company, so just saying, you can use whatever brand you would like. Essentially, they're just a thinner wrench This thing needs to stay straight. So in this case, it's a 15 and a 17. Remember, it's pretty common for hubs. So we'll go ahead and loosen that one. Lock the lock nut all the way up to the top here. There we go. And we can loosen up our race here. As you can tell, this side with the freewheel has a nice little spacer to it. And this side actually looks pretty solid too, bearing wise. So we're good. Rear wheel is good. Looks like they were just super loose. So not surprised. Not surprised. This is a Mongoose, so you know, could be better quality, but you know, whatever. That's all good too. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna put back our little lock nut here. Not the lock, well, we're gonna put the lock nut back too. We're gonna put our race back. I am getting these all mixed up today. I don't know why. We're gonna put our race back down here again, slide it into the hole. What you wanna do, you wanna make sure it can spin, and it spins freely. So if we're really quiet and there's no cars outside my garage, give it a second. Got a loud car coming. All right. So listen really carefully. I can hear a little bit of bearing grinding. So what I'm gonna do is this side here. So essentially lock nuts, what they're gonna work. Essentially your lock nut here, you're going to tighten, and your race down here, you're going to loosen at the same time. Pretty much you're pushing them together, and that's gonna lock those together nice and tight. Okay. So that side should be pretty solid. And then we can go back to the other side and do the same deal. Oh, that sounds good. Oh, look at that wheel spin. Oh yeah. All right, so that's what it's supposed to be like. Supposed to let it be able to spin, not have any obvious dragging to the bearings. Obviously with a little bit of unconventional way. You need those pliers, but it'll hold together. So that is how you adjust the bearings in your wheels, is right there. Pretty much you just do that to both your wheels on the bike if they're loose at all. And pretty much once you're done, we can go ahead and get our freewheel here again. All right guys, so there you have it. Got the wheel, the main rear wheel was really the one that needed the most work. Got the bearings all adjusted in the hub. So that one is all set. Front was all good. Re-greased the bearings. So those wheels are set to go. We are one step closer to finishing Project Mongoose. We got a lot more to do on it. So that's gonna be it for today. Next video you'll probably see on the Project Mongoose, most likely gonna be truing the wheels. We'll finish up the wheels, make sure everything there is all set, and I'll show you how to true them on a nice little stand here, a nice little bracket on my Park Tool stand here. So I'll teach you guys how to true the wheels on that stand, and we'll make them nice and straight, hopefully. You never know. May have to do some spokes, but we're gonna try, because that's what we do here on Your Favorite Cyclist. We make things work that aren't supposed to work. So thanks for watching today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Appreciate your support. Any questions, let me know down in the comments below. Be glad to answer any questions you have, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching today.